Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gearbox. Last episode, I was doing some more work on the Jeep style SUV. I did some more of the body work and then started on the rear axle. Um, Off camera, I fixed this bit a little bit because there was an extra pin in there, and I also built a kind of crappy supercar. Maybe I'll show that in another episode, another video. Okay, so back to the Jeep. I want to bring the chassis kinda up along here. I want to make sure this is all saved or locked to it as well. Just so I can't mess anything up by accident. That part inside is not locked. Oh well, it should be fine. As long as each part's at least locked to one part, and then so on and so forth, it should be fine. Technically, the chassis, to be like a Jeep more, should kind of go up into the wheel well a bit, but I'm not that worried about it. Let's switch this to galvanized steel. Actually, density 8, strength 1,000. 6.5. This is the exact same. Oh, galvanized steel can't be painted, but normal steel can be. Okay, I think I'll use normal steel then. So I can paint the chassis like black or something. And then I'll probably do something along the lines of this. Ooh, the floor is on a bit of an interesting... Oh well, I'll just use... I can make body mounts. That'll be interesting. I could raise this floor here up a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm also going to bring this out the back, like so. I want this part to be a little bit more angled. And then I will start to bring this forwards, but excuse me, I need to figure something out for the front end. I'm also probably going to... should make it a bit more narrow. So I'm going to shorten this a little bit again. I'm going to turn this sideways, like so. And bring it over just like a block instead of two. And then I'll bring it down. Like that. And then that should allow me to connect the suspension a bit easier, because I like having long arm suspension, but this might not work out quite how I want it to. So instead of doing that, I'm going to extend this back by one. I'm going to move this forwards like so, and then use another beam like this, so I can put things exactly where I want them to go. This I should be able to lock together. I'm not locking it to the body right now. That should be fine like so. And then I'm going to... yeah, I'm just kind of thinking at the moment. I'm going to use a ball, put it up here. Then I'm going to shorten, unlock it, and then shorten it. I will stick a socket facing this way, I guess, onto there. I kind of feel like this should be facing down. Just because of this part, but I can also change this part. So I am going to do that, and then use the sloped beam. I wish we could angle things properly. So I'm going to do that. Bring this out a little bit so it can actually move properly. There we go. And that is really short. Like, really short. So, I'm actually going to bring this down to here, and then I can drop the skid plate or whatever down. There we go. And this also gets rid of needing to do the funky work on here, which means I can angle it how I want it to. So I'm going to shorten this to there. I'm also going to shorten this and lengthen this, just so it can kind of, I don't know, work a bit better. And then bring this up. And hopefully it doesn't bind too much. Excuse me. I'm going to bring this one back. Like so. And I'm gonna kind of do that to try and minimize this binding. If it does bind too much, I'll change it when I need to. Excuse me. Alrighty. I'm going to make the lower link probably 1 to 2 blocks longer. But for the most part, I'm just going to copy this to see where it needs to be connected to. Because I would really prefer a long arm style suspension. But if I can't, I can't. Yeah, I'm going to extend this one by 1. And then I'll extend this one also by 1. So that's in total 2 longer. And that should just give me a bit better handling and stuff. I forgot to start my timer like usual. Whatever. Okay, dokie. Put the pin in the socket, or the ball in the socket. I call these pins instead of axles for some reason. But, whatever. I'm sure people watching will understand what I mean. And then that'll be like the lower part of the thingy. I could also triangulate this, but it's gonna be difficult to have this angled on 2 different axes, so I'm probably just gonna go with a 4-link and panhard on the back, and then a 3-link with panhard on the front. And then I can always come back after and do little changes and stuff. And actually, in real life, I am currently saving up for a Jeep. Can't wait to finally get a real one. My dad just got a new real one, so I really gotta get one too. I grew up in an '03 Rubicon, but for a series of unfortunate events, my dad ended up having to give it up. Nothing really his fault, he just kind of trusted the wrong person to work on it. Not like he couldn't pay for it or anything, it was paid for long ago, but the wrong person was working on it and kind of screwed him over. So, I'm going to recreate this on the back. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know much about me, that is just, I guess, one thing about me. I am extremely, what's it called? I'm partial to Jeeps, I'll say. I can't think of the proper term, but I absolutely love them. I grew up in one. They've been proven to me for, like, performance and stuff. There looks like a delivery truck outside, so the dogs might bark in a minute. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm just gonna lock this stuff together really quick. Upper one is already locked. Okay. But yeah. I love Jeeps. They are my favorite vehicles. They are so amazing. If you build it right, it is basically perfect. They can be, if you use a off the line, off the lot, they need a little bit of work. The Rubicon my dad had was amazing, but they need, especially nowadays, you need to put in a throttle controller for better like efficiency and responsiveness and stuff. The suspension's pretty good until you start really doing a lot of work to it and adding weight with like winches and different bumpers and stuff. But especially for someone like me, they're basically perfect vehicles. Oh, why did it put it there? Hate when it does that. Excuse me. The ball. I didn't want the ball. I wanted that. Go. There's the upper and the lower, which of course it's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to also quickly duplicate these. Is this all locked? Yes, it is. I will go through and change the material of the axle after, so that I can repaint it black and whatnot. So the short ones are the uppers, and the long ones are the lowers. I will copy this one, stick it on there, and then copy the other one and stick it on there. This could be so much better. Like, it really could be, but this is my first vehicle like this, and I'm still getting used to building and so on. Like, that supercar there, I was just kinda... It wasn't even meant to be a supercar, I was just building, and it ended up the way it is. Oh, right, okay. I was gonna say, this is lined up weird, but it, chassis kind of wiggles over. Sure, this is all locked into place. Okay, I will now copy the spring pieces so that I can put in chassis. And once I have the frame rails on both sides, I will Those are just little short pins. Once I've got both frame rails, I can start with the track bar. I might put sway bars on this, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so this one goes like that, I believe. Oops. I put the wrong part in the wrong spot. I can lock that, unlock, lock, so those stay together. I do like how it does that, though. Pieces you lock together just stay locked. Makes it easier to switch pieces and stuff like that. So that goes like that. That goes like that. This piece goes right on top. There. Shove it over by one. And then this goes there. And this brings the chassis in or out one? Oh, crap. That's where I messed up. I put all of this on the wrong side. So I'm going to quickly lock this together. I almost said weld, but I'm just locking it. To move this out of the way. Flip these over. I'm also going to lift this all up a little bit. Flip these over, because they're supposed to go on the outside, not the inside. Now I can grab all of this, put it back on. Oh, I gotta move it forwards one. There we go. Now this can go into place. I grabbed the wrong end. I think I have to grab it from here. Like so. That's still... Oh. There we go. That looks right. Okay. I get way too confused, way too easy with stuff like that. I'm hoping to be able to get both axles done, like get most of the chassis complete in this episode. Yeah, I can unlock these so that I can edit them as I need. Now I need to put on the panhard bar. Hopefully I can get it to fit and not like flop around or anything too much. The front one is going to go left to right, so the back one needs to go right to left. I'm going to remove this for a moment. I can always put it somewhere else. I can lower it down there if I need to. It's just kind of in the way. In the way. Oh. Okay, I'm trying to think of how I can do the panhard bar without it being super floppy. Because on that thing, my crawler, it is super floppy. So if I bring a pin down here, like so, and then I should be able to go like this, and if I just kind of have it hang from here, it shouldn't flop around too much. And the longer the better. I kind of want it to attach under this end. So I'm going to... I guess just bring it out from, the axle goes through there, so I'm gonna have to put on a little bracket thingy so that I can actually put this on. Okay, so that end has a socket. If I bring this over one more, I can use a ball on this end to shorten it, and then stick a socket on this end, like so. And that should work. I am going to do this though to get it away from that part of the chassis a bit. But aside from this little bit here, possibly binding or something, this should work. Another thing I'm kind of worried about is the drive shaft. However, now that this is dropped down, I can just use a small gear down here to bring the driveline down and attach it to the axles. So that should be the rear end done. I need to unlock this so that I can shorten it. I'm not sure what wheels I want to put on it, so I'm just going to shorten it to there. And I'm only going to... I should lock all the gears and stuff to it. Such a pain in the butt. Alright, and then the same thing with this side. Quick. Right, that should be... Yep. I think I went to there, yes. I know I want to put different wheels on it, I just don't know which ones yet. So, I'm now going to shorten this. Actually, I can just get rid of that now. And hopefully this works. It does! Yay! Rear axle is in. Way too stiff. I'll actually have to go through and... Not actually, but I'll have to go through after and properly do some tuning and stuff once there's proper weight on it. But for now, actually I should just zero them. And as I wanted, there's a lot of drop. That should be max compression, so there's still enough room for bigger wheels. I might need to move the axle back by one block or something. But I've got room for the bigger wheels that I wanted, and it has a lot of suspension drop. Awesome. Okay. I wonder how well it flexes. We will see in a while. Once it's actually, like, moving and whatnot. I also don't really want to use these clutches for lockers. But we'll see how it goes. Excuse me. I'm also going to drop this piece down to here and resize it so that I can have more space for that to move. And this should work fine, so I'm going to lock all of this into place for now. If I need to change any of it, I can. And this doesn't flop around too much because it's hanging off it. Okay, now I need to try and do the front end. That basically means just do all the same stuff, but make it narrower. I'm going to use... I have a couple hub designs. This one is more of your typical style, but it's really big. Takes up a lot of room and stuff. So I'm going to not use that one. I think I'm going to Where is it? I should have another one here somewhere. Oh, it's on that axle already. Okay, so I'm just going to load this axle. So, and it is too wide, quite a bit too wide, and I believe the differential is on the wrong side, or it's on the wrong side. Okay, this shouldn't be too hard. I don't really like how this one ended up being. So I'm pretty much just going to... yeah. I'm going to copy all of this. Just kind of where it is. I'll move everything else out of the way. Oops, did I not copy the lower one? Oh well, they're the same. Okay. Those should all just kind of stick together. Oh, I did, it just kind of stuck to it. There we go. Okay. So, excuse me, if I lock all that together, there's my links, and then turn them so I can kind of locate them where they need to go on the outside of the axle. So they're gonna go around here somewhere. This is gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt. I can swap out some stuff. So let's get rid of this and the axle and use the axle that I should have used. Oops. Where is it still? Oh, over here. Okay. I should have used the one with the inner on it. This. Now I can move this over. Unlock it from there. There. That should... what else is still locked? Probably the lower one, yes. Okay, now I can just slide this over. Can shorten these pins now. And then, hopefully... okay, that is for the spring. This is for the lower link. I'm also only doing a 3-link on the front. At least, that's what I'm planning on. So, I can do this a little bit different. So I'm going to move this... oops. This one down to here. So it kind of connects where it should. I'm also going to shorten this beam. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to shorten this as well. And then take this axle back out. I'm going to lock all of this back into place. And then this should all select at once, okay. I will take off this wheel, put this wheel in its place, which means I also need to Wow, I could have done this way smaller. What was I thinking? Take out the axle. And then... Wow. See what I mean? I'm slowly still learning things, so using the right parts, I can make this much, much smaller. Like so. And that's all connected. I'm going to put just a beam kind of like that so I know where it goes. And then I'm going to stick the proper axle in this one. So the outer, where is it? This one? It's like so. This moves over one. Then extend the axle way more than it needs to be. And then put on the inner, once I kind of move it all away from the rest of the axle housing. Okay, now I can take this and stick it here, where it needs to go. This can attach there. I might need to move it in a bit. That one's also kind of facing the wrong way. Go. Yeah, I'll probably have to move it for turning radius, but that's where it's going to go for now until I actually have the whole axle stuck in it. I'm going to shorten this end as well. Fix it all. Kind of surprised I did that. It was also really late while I built this, and I wasn't in the greatest of moods, so I wasn't thinking clearly. A pretty bad night when I built this thing. Okay. Still locked into a couple places. That can now come out. Now that this is in position, I'm going to take this axle and stick it into here. So everything's held together properly. Then I'm going to do the same on this side. Like so. See? Shorten all of this. Actually, I can take all this just completely off as well. So that's still locked there. Okay. Lock. Shorten that. That. Bring all of this over there. I'm also going to bring that off for now. And I'm going to relock some of this so that I can put it where it needs to go. That's the outside? Yes, outside. Outer. Excuse me. That goes one out from the wheel and extends to there. Excuse me. And then stick this on here. Bring this all the way across to the other one. Actually, I could probably just use axle pieces for this. I'm going to grab one of these because it will allow me to still put on the pin for the drag link without being so big and bulky and heavy. Like so. I'll lock that into position for now. Oops. Excuse me. Jeez. Okay. So that is those. I'm going to remove this again for the time being. This needs to move down to here. And if I just control all, that should... I don't want to do that. Okay. I also want to... excuse me, sorry. It's cold and stuff out where I am, so it's messing with my sinuses. I also want to shift the pumpkin over this way. So... I might actually not really be able to. This needs to extend by at least one block. Come on, select the right spot. If I remove this piece here, shorten this by 1, I should be able to move this whole thing over, but I need to lock it into place first. Let's take this gear out for a moment, make sure everything selects that I need. Ooh, okay, now I should be able to slide this over. Come on. I want that to go there. There we go. Now I can put this gear back in. Lock it into place. And that should all work. And then I can unlock these couple parts. I can extend this back out to where it needs to be. Did extend, not move. Stretch. There we go. This should all just be on its own now. Okay. I can get rid of this piece entirely. Oops, wrong button. And then... I need to put beam onto here. Shorten it. Change that to rotate. Change that to rotate. That one. That should work. The middle link and mount up there somewhere. I need to bring this back over. I'm also going to change this to over here. I have to lift this up really quick. Move that to there to bring this link in. So, which means I have to do the same on this side, which is no big deal. Even orientated the right way I need. Orientated, whatever. English! Amazing. Words, yay, happy, whatever. And then grab this one, which is the up I can't quite put that one into position yet. I'm going to copy all of this, just kind of where it sits. These went somewhere I can easily move them, whereas that one did not, because of course it didn't. I want to get the axles completely, at least attached in this video. Go. Lock that back into place, put the bottom one on. Extend this. Ooh, yay. It reaches. I don't like having such a low, like, belly pan or whatever in it, but whatever. I can work on it at some point. Change it up. Extend. Oh, that is locked. Go. Okay. Copy this as well. Oh. Stretch. There we go. Okay, that's not quite gonna stretch all the way. That is okie dokie. I can now lock those. Lock all of this stuff. Lock this for now, just so I don't mess it up by accident. Definitely lock this pin in. I don't want to lock it to the body yet. Although I probably should. Make sure that's locked in place. Ooh. Okay, I need to grab the other ball and axle. Get really quick. That in here. Whoops, that's facing the wrong way. Go. Go. And then this one is facing the right way. Okay, the front axle is mostly attached. And I guess I could pretty much just do the exact same thing as on that end. So I will bring a beam forwards like so, and only bring it to the front of the firewall. This I should also shorten a little bit. Just gonna shorten this by 1 block. Lock it back into place. And then the same with this one. Ooh, I shortened it so it would hold on to that. Right. But that is all connected up there, so it should be okay. Put that back, lock it back into place. And then you need another ball and axle. Shorten it. It goes on there. I'm actually going to put it on the... Ooh. I might be narrowing the chassis, I'm not sure. I'll put it on the outside as well for now. So. And then I'm going to shorten this beam. Lock it into place. It doesn't do anything funny. Copy it over. So nothing gets stuck into that one. And then I can just easily put on a small beam here. Shorten this. Lock that into place. I will likely end up moving it into a better spot. I can, but I'm not overly worried about it at the moment. I just want to get this all attached. And then that goes there, lock it into place. Okay. Now I need to do a bit more of chassis and the springs and stuff. Where do the rear springs attach? How low? Way down there. Can I do that on here? Where exactly do they attach on the back? 2 below the axle. However, under the hood, I can have the springs a bit higher. I don't want to have them too high though, and like poking out of the hood or anything, so have them in the same spot. All I have to do is extend that down a bit. Make sure it's not locked to anything. Drop it down by 1, and relock everything. Same with this side. Drop it down, relock it all. And then I need the cup socket, like so. It shouldn't get in the way of the steering. Shouldn't. That's not what I selected. There we go. Okay, lock those into place, and then that was the medium spring, I believe. I can just copy it. Oh my god. Whatever. Move this out of the way. And yeah, it's the medium one. So I will copy that again. Stick them on. Lower everything down a bit again. Grab the upper parts. Medium barrel. Oops. Allow it to compress by 1. Slightly over time on today's video, but that is okay. Then if I need to add more, I can just find another spot to add another spring. And this looks like it'll actually work out well, because this is just on the inside of the chassis, and these are on just the outside. So, if I go at like this, let's use the socket that's pointing this way. So, and then I can just use like a single block, attach it to the axle for the chassis. So, and then that should work. I'll bring this over to the height, and then back. Let's go roughly there. actually. I'm going to tuck this up as close to the body as I can just because of the driver's side. And then bring a beam forwards. So. And that is all of that attached. And then I can... the gears are kind of going to get in the way. I'm going to redo this on this one as well. Okay. I'm going to leave that at the height it is. Maybe? Maybe. I want to hang this the same way I did on this side. So, I need to use that, I think? Yes. Nope. I need the ball. And then in line with this, socket that is too long. And yeah, this should work. Should. Kind of thinking. Trying to think of a different way I can get it to go up, since it's only one block. But I'll use a sloped beam for now, and I'll think of a different way to do it off camera. Like, I'm not going to change it off camera, but I'll think of another way it can work. And then I'm just going to kind of lock that in so it's all attached. Need to lock that and that and that. So now the chassis is completely attached. Oops. Still need to lock this axle in properly. Ooh, that's not going to rotate. There we go. Make sure this one will rotate as well. It's okay. Lock it all in. I'll go through and lock it all properly after. I just want to make sure nothing is going to mess up on me. This little box down here needs to be locked to something. Go. And then springs, coilovers need to be locked to themselves and so on. Okay. Now, really? Now? That should be the entire chassis highlighted, which it looks like it is. So therefore, I can get rid of this beam. And this beam. Same on this side, and now when I unfreeze it, it works! Yay! Oh, this makes me happy. And then the steering seems to be working. I don't have it like connected, but it turns. And then I can get rid of the old shock mounts, I'll do that after. And then for this one, I can probably put the locker gears over there. And then I'm going to put a steering box down here, probably. Oh, this makes me so happy. Oh, happy, happy, happy. Alrighty. Oops. That is going to be it for today. I am 16 minutes over my time that I kind of allow myself for this video. But I am so happy that both axles are mounted. I just have to... Alright, that is one over, which should allow for the steering box to go in where I need it to. So yeah, I'm so happy that I actually got this working how I envisioned it or whatever. So I'm going to go through off camera, fix all the little issues that kind of take up time and don't need to be recorded. But yeah, I'm glad this is coming along. The body's a little bleh, because I suck at doing bodies, but it should turn out. And yeah. Next episode, I will do the steering box, probably put in the motor and gearbox. I'll probably use my 3-speed. And yeah, if it all fits how I want it to. So yeah, either way, as usual, if you have any tips or tricks, let me know. Anything you want me to check out, let me know. I might start doing a community builds on this as well, like Scrap Mechanic. Probably a good idea. But as always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.